What's up, guys?
Remington Keyes, Remington Keyes. This is our collab. We were reviewing the worst 90s movie adaptation television show thingy.
We're recording off two cameras.
Check me out.
And today we are going to be reviewing Legends of the Hidden Temple. The movie.
We're going to go with good, bad,
and our favorite part of the whole movie and our rating.
We're going to rate this thing.
So
let's go for the good.
Okay, so what was really good about this movie is the characters' acting. Not necessarily their drama, but more like how they're acting. So the characters are really good with acting, and they're not necessarily their drama parts, because when they try to get into the drama, they try to get too serious. It's just like, it brings off the drama taste, just like, oh, this is like a crappy Nickelodeon movie, like one of the TV shows, like
we're doing positives.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's... Yeah, so their acting was good. That's the only thing that was good about this movie.
I will say, there was one joke that made me laugh, and it was probably the only joke that made me laugh in this movie. The guy who, I think he's the host, everyone was clamoring on Twitter about this guy. Now, I personally don't know the name of the guy, the host. I wasn't that big of a Legends of the Hidden Temple fan. I was kind of casual, watched it when it was on, when nothing else was on. It was one of those shows for me, in my opinion, when it was on Nick Gas, Nickelodeon.
I'd nick your gas.
So, the guy comes in to the kids, and he's like, "Wow, I haven't seen somebody go into this or I haven't seen somebody be interested in this temple since 1995," and that's when the show went off the air. So like that's when it got canceled. So that made me laugh so hard. I was like, I think that's a reference. Oh my god, it's a reference. And but other than that, it was pretty much
the movie sucked. The movie sucked.
And I will say
the movie sucked.
But there's another positive. So there's a silver monkey, and the whole joke about Legend of the Hidden Temple is nobody can ever figure out the silver monkey. So they made a joke in the movie where these kids couldn't figure out how to build the silver monkey,
and then at the end they
finally did it. But there was
no. At the end they still did the joke on with the king. But okay, so let's move on with bads. Why this movie sucks? You guys are probably thinking, Aiden. You're saying the movie sucks, the movie sucks, the movie sucks, but you're not explaining why the movie sucks. And so, I'm gonna explain to you why this movie sucks. So
there's more reasons. You can count the more reasons why it's good, why it's a bad movie. Well, you can count you can count less
Okay,
you
stop
count
talking.
The positives on your hand.
The movie is too predictable. He's
literally like, oh, that thing's gonna hop on there.
And
then it hopped on there.
It's gonna be like
he's
typical fat kid. Typical tries to swing the rope. Typical they fall. Typical they happen to press something. Typical the thing happens to kill them. Typical don't touch it, but then they touch it, and then something bad happens.
He was literally, while we were watching this, getting angry about how predictable. He was literally just sitting there. That's gonna happen, and then it happened. Oh, that's gonna happen. He's going, why is this so predictable?
Because it's like, okay, so every movie, oh my gosh, okay. So, for this, every movie, one of those, how would this movie be called? Like a finding movie?
This is an adventure film.
An adventure movie. A typical adventure movie would
much
have...
like Zathura. It was very much in the style of Zathura and, what's that other one? Jumanji. And I did like that. But it didn't have the budget to do what Jumanji and Zathura did. That's what its main problem with this movie is. It's missing a budget. Like Nickelodeon goes, we know you guys like the 90s properties. We know you guys like those 90s properties. We know you're gonna buy a lot of 90s properties things. But we don't want to put money into our 90s properties. We don't want to spend money on these.
Oh yeah, what do you think about the set? The set of the movie.
Every set looks the same. It looks. You can look at my Twitter. I can't tell which show is cheaper, the movie or the actual.
Watch me whip. Now watch me.
Like which set was cheaper because it almost looked like it was from the TV show, and that's bad because the TV show is a game show. It's supposed to look cheap.
Yeah.
It's a Nickelodeon
and it was
show.
In the 90s too. The show was in the 90s. So.
And that's what I'm saying. The main problem with this movie, Nickelodeon didn't give it. If I guarantee you, if they brought it to Paramount and Paramount had given them a bigger budget, you could have had a decent movie out of this. I feel like the story was decent enough for a kids movie, but the budget wasn't there. It's the same problem I have with the Thundermans. The Thundermans is an all-right superhero show, but if it had the budget, it could be a great superhero show.
Okay. What was I about to say? Okay, so about the actors aren't bad. They are good actors.
I would disagree.
Listen.
They couldn't act themselves out of a wet paper bag.
I think since they're like, starting off, they're good so far. They're good so far that they're starting off. But when it goes to the serious part, this movie tries to take itself a little bit too seriously, but it shouldn't be taken seriously. It should be taken as a cheap movie, that's technically based off a video game show.
It's not a video game. It's just a game.
I mean, not video game, a game show, and they shouldn't be good for serious acting. Like they shouldn't be good in serious roles. I find
they're typical Nickelodeon actors.
I know,
and that's.
I don't know. Just don't
now
take
question.
It so seriously.
Now this is for all you viewers out there. Did you actually watch the original Legends of the Hidden Temple show? Because I actually grew up with Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Did I? I was born in 2001. Why would I? Why would I have seen it?
It was on reruns. It had reruns, so I didn't know if you. So this review is coming from someone. I've seen the show. You haven't seen the show.
No.
So this is two different perspectives. I've seen the show. He hasn't seen the show. So I know the references that they're making, like little things like the weasel, the monkey, about the teams. Those are the team colors and stuff.
They are?
Yeah. And so I knew that.
I knew it as why are these animals different colors? So I don't understand.
The viewers are getting a perspective from somebody who's seen the show and who hasn't seen the show.
If you haven't seen the show, you'd be very confused, much like me. But if you have seen the show,
it has a lot of mythology.
If you have seen the show, then you would get some of the little hints that they put in there, like the guy. How he was saying he hasn't hurt anybody since 1995 when the show ended, or the animals had different colors and that was for the teams, or how nobody could put the monkey together in the movies, just like how nobody could put the monkey together in the show.
And that's what I'm saying. If you have your nostalgia goggles on, you're gonna have a good time. Like I read a bunch of tweets before we were doing this review, and a bunch of the '90s fans were enjoying it. They're like, "Oh my god, the reference here, reference there, reference everywhere." But in my opinion, someone who's grown up with the series, I want an actual, good movie.
Yeah.
I didn't want just a movie that was full of reference. Of course, the references are good, and adding the mythology there is good, but it's a terrible movie. And I wanted something good out of it. And it makes me worried that Nickelodeon's already announced all these other TV movies that they're going to be based off 90s properties.
Yeah.
And it makes me kind of worried that they're going to treat the same...
Double Dare.
Same
the
thing.
Movie.
I would not be shocked. I mean, they literally just aired a Double Dare special, and it's literally the same special they aired this summer that was at Comic-Con, that they released already.
Yeah.
That's all it was. So, I wouldn't be surprised. So, if you were to rate do you have any other final thoughts on this movie?
I have no final thoughts on this movie except for the actors are good, except for in serious roles. And then just like how he said about the little hints. See, I didn't get any of those hints because I have never seen the show. But I bet, did you like the hints? You liked the hints.
I liked some of them. I wish they were integrated better in a better movie. Like, if they had just made Jumanji 2, Legends of the Hidden Temple, I think, with a bigger budget, it could have stood a chance.
But since it's a Nickelodeon movie... Because,
I mean, some of the ideas that they set up in this movie are great. Mm-hmm. They don't have the money to execute it very well. It's very much in the style of a Nickelodeon TV show, and I'm very disappointed at this film.
I liked how the movie was trying to be serious, but with these actors, you can't take it seriously. Like, it's just like, okay, yeah. They're typical, I'm going to do this again. Typical siblings arguing over typical things. Hey, you're the favorite. Wait, no, I thought you were the favorite. Oh, no, it's okay. I love you now. Wait, at the beginning we hated each other, but now we like each other.
One of the one of the lines that got me so angry with this movie, there was this kid who was literally like an 8-year-old, and he goes, "I'm an adult!"
No, he goes, "You treat me like a kid. You are a kid." He's like...
I wanted to just reach there and smack him, go, listen, you were like 8.
This is like an 8-year-old, this is probably maybe going on 9. Going on 9, or maybe 9 going on 10. And he's like, he's talking to his older sister that doesn't even look older than him. They're all three of the actors are basically the same age.
Like,
and he's going to the older sister, and he's like, "You treat me like a kid, like, boy,
my boy." So
triggered.
So if you were to rate this movie,
if I had to rate this movie, I'd give it 3.5 out of 10.
Ooh,
No. 3.5 out of 100. There you go.
He actually stole my rating. That's what I was going to rate this movie. Why so low?
Why so low? Because if I were to make it high... Okay, so I would make it a 1, but like what I said, the actors and like how he said about the little hints and stuff, those actually made it a little go up because it made, like fans like him, like he was excited for most of the hints, and that made, 90s fans that grew up with the show, actually like, boost it.
Yeah, I will say there was some effort put into there, but it wasn't enough to bring it to the next level. It's almost like the second Mortal Kombat movie, where it's so close to the source material that it makes it so not good. I'm actually going to give it a 3.5 out of 10 as well, but for a different reason. You can see that there's effort put in there, but the budget doesn't allow the effort to come through. It's like, nah, you're going back down there, bitch. You're a Nickelodeon TV. We're gonna make some money off of you, and that's about it. We don't want nothing more from you. We don't want nothing more.
As he looks off screen, we don't want nothing from you.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't have a good time watching it at all. But maybe you had a different experience watching it.
Well, yeah.
Make sure you comment
watching.
below in the comments. Let us know what you thought of the movie.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to find me on all links in the description below. Subscribe to cut latest work. Hit that like button if you like this video. If you want to go check out his channel, that'll be on the link in the description below.
It's Critic Nation. His channel is the Reviewing Kingdom for whatever channel you're watching. Pretty much.
And comment below if you guys have seen the movie and tell me how you thought of it. Or tell us how you thought of it. On his channel, my channel.
I'd love to discuss it with you guys in the comments, so make sure you comment below.
In the comments. Make sure you comment below in the comments. And until next time, dab boy, dab boy, dab boy, dab boy, dab